We have a very exciting meeting today. We are very lucky to have one of our charter members, Bob Dant, here, who unfortunately is leaving us, but he will always be with us. And he's going to be able to share some amazing things about our club, our history, past members, and members that are still here with us today. I hope that all of you can just absorb as much of this information as you can so that we won't forget it as well. Yes, Doc?
Yeah, just before we continue, I want to wish our Jewish Rotarians a happy Rosh Hashanah, which starts tomorrow. It's Jewish New Year.
Thank you, Doc. And with that being said, since you're not Jewish, Bob, no, I'm just joking. We'll get you started.
Well, thank you very much. This shouldn't take more than a couple hours, should be done by lunchtime. I really am proud of this club. We've just done one heck of a lot over the past 25 years. But, you know, trying to focus on the highlights of it. Every new Rotary club has a sponsor club. At least I'm not aware of any exceptions. Our sponsor club was the Mother Club, the Maui Club. And I wanted to give a shout out. There were 4 people that worked their butts off. Dr. Jim Vitale, Joy Webster, Dr. Dick Moore, and Dan Reagan. Anytime you set up a new club, there's just a lot of work involved. And I think Jim Vitale and I know Joy Webster does recycling work, and I think she has the thrift shop at Makawao Union. In any event, those 4 people really, really helped us. And it's kind of a tradition, I think, that when a new club is born, chartered, that the other Maui clubs chip in. And so our bell and our gavel are thanks to the Maui Club. So every time you hear the bell ring, you can thank our mother club, the Maui Club. I can't remember who gave us the podium. I think it was the Kahului Club. The 4-way test banner, not sure who gave us that, but again, these were contributions from other clubs. And I think we purchased the American flag, so that kind of got us going. For the benefit of those of you that are getting involved with membership, how did you become a member, Bob? I was asked. I didn't know that much about Rotary. I heard about it. I knew it involved community service, but Penny's father was a member of the Maui Club. So Walter Nakan, when we arrived on Maui after my retirement from the Air Force, this was back in 1994. And Walter just said that, hey, our Maui Club is sponsoring a new Upcountry club. And would you like to join Rotary? So that began, that's how we started becoming members of Rotary. Penny and I were part of the first 25 charter members of the Rotary Club of Upcountry Maui. So I would encourage, don't be shy, ask people, would you like to be a Rotarian? And if they say, what's that? I know Walter just said, well, it's the community service organization and it's a business networking organization, and I think you'll like it. So Penny and I joined. In our case, the probation period was about 6 months. I don't know if that's official or not, but in any event, it was around August timeframe of 1994 that we first started meeting at, ta-da, the Makawao Steakhouse, which is no more. The Makawao Steakhouse, we met in the back room there, and after about 4 months, I don't think we were too rowdy, but the Makawao Steakhouse said, well, you know, for the small number of people, we really don't do breakfast. We're not going to open up the kitchen for you. So we scrambled around, and in January of '95, we moved to Casanovas, and we had that little back room area, moved our podium and the four-way test flag and all of that. And so that was our first move. And on the 23rd of February, which I think some of you may be very aware, 23rd of February, 1995, was the anniversary, the 90th anniversary of Rotary. Paul Harris, 23rd of February, 1905, started Rotary International, or Rotary. So that's when we were officially born. I might just mention, at that time, there were only 7 clubs. We became the 7th club on Maui. And I think the Kahului Club was meeting at something like the Maui Beach Longhouse, and Kihei Wailea Club was at the Aston Wailea, and the Maui Club had been meeting at the Country Club forever. I think ever since the Maui Club started in 1938, I think it was, they had been meeting at Sprecklesville. And the Kihei Sunrise was meeting at Tony Roma's, which a lot of you will probably get a blank stare. Where the heck is Tony Roma's on Maui? Well, Tony Roma's was in Kihei, and it died out. Linda is smiling because she remembers Tony Roma's, and Penny and I would go there for some really beautiful ribs. Anyway, Kihei Wailea was there. Lahaina was meeting at the Royal Lahaina Resort, and then, ta-da, we were meeting at Casanovas. Hopefully, and this is just my personal comment, I really hope Casanovas survives. We looked around several times for other places to meet upcountry. And I know parking is a bit of a problem, but Casanovas is really a good location for us. So hopefully after the COVID-19 goes away and the dust settles, that we'll go ahead and continue to meet there at Casanovas. A couple just quick items. Ta-da, we marched in the Upcountry 4th of July parade. You may think, man, that's not a big deal. Believe me, for us as a new club, we made up a banner. I think it was about 10 feet wide, and we had it in front of all of our club members, and we marched in the Makawao 4th of July parade. And that was our very first time. We also sponsored a food booth, a fundraiser food booth at the Seabury Craft Fair. So that was at least one of our, fundraisers. And we designed, and this took some, creativity and thought. I don't know if you can see it, but this was our logo. We wanted to make a little banneret that, you share with other people that come visit the club, and you exchange the little, what I call bannerets. But we wanted something that had a jacaranda tree, distinct to Upcountry, something that had horses, and of course the rainbow, the ulalena. And over the years, several people have said, wow, that's really neat. If we take one of your little bannerets back to Columbus, Ohio, they really know that this is Upcountry Maui. Moving right along, we in 97, 98 won Club of the Year, small for District 5000, small Club of the Year. John Wallace, who was the president-elect, he stepped in 98, 99. And John, we won Small Club of the Year for District 5000. Claire Chopin was our club president from 1999 to 2000, and we won District 5000 Club of the Year. for the third time in a row. And our next club president was Joy Webster, one of the ones that had sponsored us from the Maui Club. We just missed, we were a very close runner-up, so we missed being Club of the Year in 2000. And, but we won again when Joe Chopin was our president. And in the 2001, 2002, Joe was our, we were doing, once again, the small Club of the Year. A couple little factoids that, and I'm trying to not bore everyone to tears, but at least let you know, we chartered the Interact Club at King K in 1997. In November of 97, Dave Fukuda, who was an educator there, teacher at King K, he and I got together, sat down, and in November of 97, we chartered the King K Kaulike Interact Club, and they had 35 members. So we were rather impressed. Also, we started the Rotary Foundation cashback. That was Joy Webster's idea, where you put so much money in the envelope, and then if your envelope is picked, the club gets to match up to $40. Well, that was Joy Webster's idea. And we also started our $10,000 Weinberg grant projects. We were the first club on Maui to get a Weinberg grant, and every year you get $10,000. You had to do a project, and the money could go to that project or it could go to some other activity. And as it turned out, our first Weinberg grant back in 97, 98 was to paint the Aloha House. So we went there and cleaned up around the grounds as well as painting the Aloha House. And then we donated the $10,000 to the Aloha House as well. And it was during that time, 97, 98, that we did Is It Fun? What we said, the 4-way test +1. And that was sort of just serendipity. We, no one else was doing it, but we said, hey, if you're going to work your butt off, you might as well have fun doing it. And so the 4-way test, and for Upcountry Maui, Is It Fun? So that's how the Is It Fun got started. And I wish I could say that it was, some kind of real brainchild, but it was just something we thought we'd do it. When we won the Small Club of the Year, we had first place in club service, community service, youth services, and international services. So yeah, okay, we won Club of the Year. The follow-on year, John Wallace, he was kind of an interesting guy. We called him the Little Leprechaun. He was a pilot, and he was a balloon pilot. Very proud of that. And so he had been flying balloons all over the country, and he liked to bring a bottle of champagne to our activities. And that is, of course, when you have a successful balloon ride, you land, hopefully not in power lines. Anyway, successful landing, you would always have a bottle of champagne and you would toast to one another. And so John Wallace, very interesting guy. We continued with the Weinberg grant, and with the help of Kihei Sunrise, we painted the Haiku Head Start classroom building, but we had the $10,000 that went to the Upcountry Youth Center. So again, you had to do a project, something somewhere, but you could give the money somewhere else. And of course, when John Wallace was our president, we won Club of the Year. The other clubs were starting to complain that Upcountry, complain in quotes, that Upcountry Maui was winning too many awards. We just ignored them, you know, kept winning anyway. Claire Chopin took over in 1999, 2000. Claire did a marvelous job. She was a good, strong leader. And under her leadership, we again won Small Club of the Year. But one thing that I'm really proud of, for that year, for her time, we were 100% Paul Harris Fellow Club. Now, you don't have to be a Paul Harris Fellow each and every year in perpetuity, but for that year, every single member of our club was a Paul Harris Fellow. So what's the significance of that? Well, out of the 30,000 plus Rotary clubs worldwide, we were the 182nd club, only 181 clubs ahead of us that had ever achieved 100% Paul Harris Fellow. So I consider that a major accomplishment. Also with Claire, she had a tough time because we had to change venues. The Makawao Steakhouse, well, we moved from there to Casanova's, but the Casanova folks said, this was before they had the cafe next door. So they were waking up their cooks and firing up the kitchen. And they said, you know, for 20 people, it's just not worth it. We're not going to serve breakfast anymore. There aren't too many other places. Makawao Steakhouse was not serving breakfast. And so we finally wound up at the Pukalani Community Center, if you can believe that. There's a multi-purpose building right next to the swimming pool. And I would recommend that, boy, if you have to meet somewhere, boy, that would be your last resort, because, you know, you had to get there about 7 in the morning, set up the table and chairs. There was no storage. And you had to bring in the podium and the 4-way test banner and the bell and all of that. And you had to coordinate with the community, with the county. The red tape, you know, you tell them, gee, every Friday morning from 8 to 9, we'd like to, you know, rent your multi-purpose building. And it just took real jumping through hoops and red tape. You want to do it every Friday morning, and you got to clean up and leave it, you know. Anyway, we were there, I guess, for about 3 years before we finally moved over to Kamehameha Schools. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. So at the community center is where we completely rehabbed our website. Thanks to one of our members who was website savvy. The website badly needed renovating. And our membership fluctuated between 26 and 29 members. It was really great. Even though, I don't know if it was because of the location, that it was more accessible at the Pukalani Community Center or what. But we ended up the year at 29. On the 30th of June, we had 29 members, but we haven't quite yet been able to break the 3-0 barrier. We also, Linda may remember, Warren Hitz, Dr. Warren Hitz, who became the principal of the high school at Kamehameha Schools. He joined our club, and God bless him. He said, well, I tell you what, you know, rather than meeting at this multi-purpose building, you know, and all the setting up, why don't you just come have your meetings in our high school cafeteria? The good news is that was really nice. The buffet breakfast was wonderful. The tables and chairs were already set up, and they even had a little back room that we could store our podium. We didn't have to keep lugging it around. So thanks to Warren, and I think Rod Chamberlain as well, who was the headmaster, he was also a member. We moved from the multi-purpose building to Kamehameha Schools, and we really, really thank Kamehameha Schools for doing that for us. Moving along, 2005, some of you may remember Brad Wheeler. Brad Wheeler, very gregarious, outgoing guy, very flamboyant, really a great guy. Our membership remained at 28, and under his watch, we had a centennial project. I mean, you know, 2005, that's the 100th anniversary of Rotary. So all the Rotary clubs were having some kind of special centennial project. Well, ours was Giggle Hill. Ours was the haiku playground. So every time you go to the haiku playground, our $10,000 Weinberg grant went to pay for supplies to build the playground. Now, Rotary Club Upcountry was not the only organization to help build, but collectively, a community effort, we put together the haiku playground at Giggle Hill. I think it's Kalakapua Park, and that year, 2005, the $10,000 scholarship went to the materials, as well as the next year's Weinberg $10,000. So our club, our little club Upcountry, was responsible for $20,000 going into materials for that playground Upcountry. Also in 2005, a gentleman by the name of Dr. Dick Thompson became a member of our club. I just thought I'd mention that. Also, we started Students of the Month, and I really, you know, Linda, when did you became a member? 2008, something like that? Anyway, you were on mute. You're on mute.
6 months after Dick Thompson.
Ah, okay. The two of you.
2005, yeah.
All right. Well, in any event, we started the Students of the Month. That has been, in my opinion, one of the most successful. When I go to Longview, Texas, I'm going to recommend that program, the Student of the Month program. I think it's really, really great. And Linda has been the honcho of that and has done such an outstanding job. In any event, we started Students of the Month, and we also helped set up a Rotaract club at Maui Community College, which, yes, I know it's UH College now, but back then it was Maui Community College. And believe it or not, our little club Upcountry was instrumental in starting a Rotaract club down there. Now, the Rotaract club, like any club, you've got to have strong leadership, or it'll just kind of slowly die out. But in 2005, under Brad Wheeler, we started a Rotaract club. It's too bad that it didn't stick, but anyway, we were instrumental in doing that. We began the distribution of dictionaries to 7 Upcountry schools, both private and public. And that's, to the best of my recollection, that's the first time we started. We may have done it earlier, but I think 2005, I remember going out to the schools, and all of the 3rd graders, we would hand out Rotary dictionaries. So we've been doing that for about 15 years. And we also started a contribution to Carol Adams. So we've been doing Carol Adams for about 15 years now. And Carol Adams was never a member of our club. I think she was with St. John's Episcopal Church in Keokea. And I don't know if it was a missionary trip but somehow she wound up on a trip to Uganda. Don't ask me why, I mean, the other side of the world. But anyway, she was there, and as part of the visit, they went to one of these orphanages. Well, let me tell you, the orphanage was just a shack. It was a hovel. If you ever saw pictures of it, I mean, mud brick and thatched roof, and they had about a dozen kids. It was just really bad. So Carol Adams came back and said, you know, I think I found my calling. I'd like to go back to Uganda. I need some financial help. So between the church and just other organizations, she went back to Uganda. And if you've seen recent photos, it's a lot better. And I forget how many orphans that she's taking care of now, but now they actually have a building and they have their education, not just, you know, food and a roof over your head, but they're actually a little school that's started there. So in any event, moving along, in 2007, ta-da, Dick Thompson becomes our president. And I have to say, Dick, he did a great job. He very graciously continued on to the following year. So Tim Wheeler, different Wheeler, Tim Wheeler was president for the first 6 months. And then he got a calling from, I think it was the district governor, that they were starting up a new club and they needed a charter president. So Tim Wheeler became the charter president of the Valley Isle Rotary Club. It was the first dinner club. And so we were without a president. And once again, we turned to Dick, and Dick graciously stepped forward. And so he has been a president of our club for 1.5 times. If 2010, Deborah Lorden steps in as president. And one of the big things there, we moved back to Casanovas. By that time, I think Warren Hitz had moved on, retired. Deb Lorden had a tough time. I think our membership was down, and she just really pulled things together, and as well as moving back to Casanovas. I also just seem to recall that one of our members became a Paul Harris fellow, and that was you, Linda. So you became a Paul Harris fellow. And of course, we continued supporting dictionaries and the students of the month and so forth. The next year, 2011, was Kit Okazaki. He became our president. And to the best of my knowledge, I think we started e-cycling and Christmas tree cycling as fundraisers. And so we've been doing that for quite a while. But again, Dick Thompson stepped in and has done a tremendous job there, orchestrating our e-cycling. Carl Marsh was the next year, and I'm just kind of moving along here for the sake of time. Followed by Doc. Doc was our club president in 2013, 2014. Thank you, Doc, very much for all that you did. Also, during Doc's time in office, Carl and I started initial planning for a major fundraiser. We needed a major fundraiser. Our club coffers were going down. And Carl and I said, you know, there's a golf club, country club, well, golf club, Upcountry. What if we had a golf tournament Upcountry? Because we knew that the Lahaina Club was conducting a golf tournament, and very successful. I'd heard they had made 20,000, 25,000. I mean, it was really successful. So Carl and I visited the Lahaina Club during their annual golf tournament, and we took copious notes, and we were really impressed. The Lahaina Club had it very well orchestrated with, you know, the check-in tables, and they had 144 golfers, 144 golfers, and about another half dozen that were waiting in the wings. So Carl and I left there thinking, wow, you know, this, if nothing else, we can kind of follow their game plan. And then the following year, Wendy took over and became president. Our membership increased to 28 members, and we conducted our first golf tournament. Carl and I co-chaired it, and it was in July, the 26th of July, 2014. We later said, maybe July isn't the best. There are too much other conflicts. So we moved it to September, but I think we had something like 64 golfers. And Carl and I said, well, you know, for the first start, that's not too bad. Did not have a ball drop, but we at least, that was our new major fundraiser. And increasing our membership to 28, I just want to say Wendy did a great job. It truly, I know you get tired of hearing it, but it's a team effort. I mean, it really, really is a team effort. Wendy would just, what is it, BNI, that she would invite people to the club. I would say half of the people that she invited to the club, just come have breakfast with us, see if you like us. And of course, our reputation for being a fun club with bantering back and forth and joking and so forth, people were very interested in becoming a member. So I'd say about half. And then I follow up with emails and work with Linda to get the proper paperwork, the 7-day letter out to the club members, which of course wasn't a letter, but anyway, emails. So a shout out to Linda for all of her help. It's that detail work. I mean, it's great to invite people into the club, but you just have to follow up with the paperwork and the 7-day letter and so forth. And I really appreciate Linda doing that. During Zach's time as president, the following year, 2015, 2016, I think we added Teachers of the Year, as well as Students of the Month. And we also added the ball drop to our golf tournament. And I really, really want to thank Josh. He's been terrific in supporting us for the ball drop and moving in the heavy equipment. And then Josh became president in 16 and 17, 2016, 2017. The golf tournament, the third golf tournament, I can't remember if Mary, yeah, there's Josh. Yeah, I can't remember. I know Mary joined, I believe, joined the club in 2016, maybe off a year or so, but I think Mary joined in 2016, and I think it was that year that she volunteered to be our chairperson for the golf tournament. And that was really impressive. I mean, talk about herding cats. Yeah, there's just a lot of moving parts in order to make that golf tournament work. And I think Mary did a really terrific job and has continued to do a really terrific job. Lynette was our president in 2016, 2017, 2018. The kind of a happy note, Joe and Claire, who had moved to the mainland, New Mexico, came back. And so we had a chance for a visit. And our club had a chance to re-honor them. By that time, Claire had suffered an accident and so was having a difficulty getting around. But it was really nice to see Joe and Claire again and re-honor them. wrapping it up here. I've yacked long enough, but Carly, of course, was 2018, 2019, and Aaron, 2019, 2020. I guess just wrapping up with kind of factoids, I hope you really, the members appreciate the hard work that so many people have put into it. We've had 2 husband-wife presidents, Joe and Claire, and of course, Zach and Carly. The club has almost reached 30 members, and I think under Wendy's leadership, we'll probably maybe break the 30, the big 3-0 barrier. And back in 2000, our club was one of only a very few 100% Paul Harris Fellows clubs. And that was under Claire, I believe. So 2 Interact clubs. We still have King K. I'm not sure what happened with the Kamehameha School.
We're getting Kamehameha now. We're working on the process of getting that Interact Club now too.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. So that.
And I wanted to correct you. There's 3 husband and wives because you and Penny were as well.
Penny was never president.
Oh, I thought she was president.
Nope.
Oh.
It's not.
But should have been with everything she did.
Many years she did the newsletter.
Okay, I thought she was president. I apologize.
No. And a big mahalo to, I guess, finally, one of the problems with identifying certain people is you're going to miss somebody. And I apologize in advance. A big shout out to Linda. I mean, Linda has been rock solid. God bless her. She's just not only honchoing students of the month, teachers of the year. She's been our secretary. Everybody knows she's an Excel spreadsheet Zen master, and just a really, really great, solid person. Another shout out to Dick, our excellent e-cycling, not only as president, but Dick, you're our guru. It's truly maybe I impress easy. I don't know. But as we get going on e-cycling, there's Dick. And he's got maps, not only addresses and phone numbers, but of 20, 25, 30 people who said they would donate to the e-cycling. He's been just awesome in orchestrating that. Also to a shout out to Derek Lee, who the poor guy has been in and out of prisons for years. That's a joke. He's retired locksmith, so he's been in and out of, yeah, okay. In any event, Derek has been our sergeant at arms forever. I think now he's retired, but in any event, thank you, Derek, for all that you've done. And I guess lastly, for Mary and the golf tournament chairmanships that she's done, it's really not only that, but Ryla and you name it. She's just, and this is not to lessen the contributions of a bunch of other people as well. But we have, I'm very encouraged. We have a lot of new leaders that have come in, strong leaders. Especially, I'll say Wendy, but there are just so many others, the Lynette and you name it. And that's what it takes. Everybody chipping in and making it happen. Our club has developed this reputation of being a fun club. I hope we can hang on to that. I hope we continue to be, joking back and forth and just have fun in whatever we're doing. But also very serious, obviously very serious about community service projects. So in any event, I just wish you all the best in the coming years. I will be looking at the Rotary Club of Longview, Texas, and we'll see how it goes. So I just want to say thank you very much. It's been a great 25 years, and aloha, y'all.
Thank you too, Bob, so much. Before you go, there is one thing that we do want to do. First of all, your contributions have been endless, and we all appreciate you very much. And it's going to be weird without your jokes and your charisma and everything that you do. But we, as a club, we wanted to give you a Paul Harris 5. So we know you're at a 3 right now. So we'll make sure that the difference is made up so that you can become a 5 before you go to your new club.
Thank you. Thank you. That's very kind of you. I really appreciate that. Thank you.